Alright, so we're going to try to build a fire out here. It's wet, rained all night, still drizzling, trees dripping. So generally, to find good dry wood, you're going to want to look for twigs that are off the ground. Dead tree that fell, looks like there's plenty of wood off the ground. Again, as long as it's not green. This is another great way to find dry wood. So you can find a stick out here, a thicker stick, and to try to get inside of it, which is generally not that difficult. You do need a knife. Always have a knife. Be prepared. So take a stick like this. And try to get inside. Alright, so there you go. Alright, so we got a piece of dry wood. We're going to try to break this down into tiny slivers. From smallest to largest, and we even got some of that. We're going to start with our smallest stack and driest wood. This is how we're going to start. We're just going to lay them across just like this. Now we're going to start adding our smaller dry pieces. We're going to lay it across opposite. Alright, that's stack 2. I think before we add the next stacks, we're going to try to get this lit. Since this is going to be our tinder, we don't want it to be tightly folded like it is. We want to try to shred it down. We want plenty of airflow. Fire needs oxygen. So we're just going to break it into little tiny pieces here. We're going to as carefully as we can, we're going to slide this under. We're going to slide this under the sticks that we stacked. This is sometimes the hard part, especially if you got big hands. This is the tough part. You can knock the whole thing down. You'll have to start over. Alright. It's under there. Nice and snug. Plenty of room for oxygen. That's important. You want oxygen flow. If you don't have that, you will not have a fire. There we go. See how many matches this takes us. We have smoke. Once you have a fire going, that's not good. Once you have a fire going and you've made it through the stacks and it's a solid burning thing, you can kind of you can drift away from the method. The method is just to start the fire. The 7-stack method is what it's called. And I think we only used 4 or 5, but it's all the same. Once you get that fire going, it doesn't really matter how you put the sticks or the logs on. As you all know, you've all been around fires. There it is. It's going. 1 survival match and a paper towel roll. It's honestly not that hardcore, but it's the basics of, just wanted to show you the basics of starting a fire when it's wet out. It is possible. It is possible.